So if you notice, when I bring the floor plan, something weird happened. So basically, let's double click here and getting inside this viewport. If I select my floor plan, it says it's a block reference, right? So basically, I bring that file, and it's going to be in this new file. It's understand it as uh, a block system. But I lost all the dimensions here, right? The reason I lost this dimension is that all the dimension that we set up on our previous file was based on the 3/16 equal to 1 scale, annotative scale. And then this scale here is basically 1/16 equal to 1. So let me just change this scale for a second. So I'm gonna select this, and I'm gonna change this scale. Okay, outside, okay. Oh, okay, I locked this, so I'm gonna go layout, and I'm gonna go over here and unlock this viewport. Okay, so now I'm gonna go down here, and I'm gonna change the scale from 1/16 equal to 1. So if I click here, as I change the annotative scale, all the dimension and everything show itself. So that means that all the annotative objecting associated with this scale is gonna show up. So if I change it to any other scale, doesn't matter. Whenever I change the annotative scale, the scale of the viewport, that basically hide the annotative object associated with that scale. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to bring this back to the scale I want. So I'm going to change this one to 1/16 equal to 1. It's going to be back to whatever place. And I'm going to go here, double click outside, and then I'm going to lock this again. So I'm going to select this viewport. I'm going to lock it. Then I'm going to double click here. And then this drawing basically has a block. I'm going to double click on that, and I'm going to bring it to go to the block definition or block editor. So this menu show up, right? So what I can do is that I can go here, and I'm going to select this and then add a new annotative scale to all the annotative objects I have. So let's try this. The first thing I want to work on is that I'm going to select one of this dimension, right? So maybe not, just deselect it, go to the Home tab. And then in Home tab, you see that down here, these are basically some of the features that you can work with the layers without going back and forth. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to isolate the layer of dimensions or annotative objects in this view. So I'm going to click on the isolate. And before I select on anything, I'm going to go to the settings, and I'm going to change the setting as off and off. And down here, I'm going to go and select one of my object. And then if it's done, pressing space. That basically isolate this, and then if I open up this menu, you see that all the layers, including the layers I create and including the layers that I bring from the CAD floor plan, is all off basically. So let's keep it as a dimension, and I'm going to select all the objects here, right? I press Ctrl and 1 to bring the properties, and then in the properties, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to open up this drop-down menu, and I'm going to go, for example, for that rotated dimension. And in this section, you see that the annotative scale associated with this dimension is basically 3/16 equal to 1. So let's change this. So let's go over here and then click in here, and I'm going to add another dimension. So I'm going to change that one, and I'm going to go over all the way down to find 1/16 equal to 1. Okay, so now there is two annotative scaling associated with that. Pressing OK. Let's go to the align, and then for this one, we're going to do the same thing and making sure that also associated with that. So everything looks fine. Let's go press OK, and then close this. So before we get into the menu, let's isolate all the layers. So right now you see that that's only the dimension. So if I click on the unisolated, it bring back all the layers. It turn on all of them. So I'm going to say close and save and close. And annotative that doesn't support, great. So then I'm going to say OK, and you see that all the annotation is going to be basically showing itself in this view, right? The only problem is that I set up my dimension to be at the dimension of 1/16, and the size is like kind of big for this scale.